Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different identities to choose from. Need me to come up with some for you?
Bang, kok 1800? Iya bang, 1800 bang. Ini 1800 ya. Nih, 32 1800. 2560 itu kalau 2K 2560 ini 1440p. Ini 1800p. Tapi medium. Pusing jadi detektif.
According to Malusa's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance.
...130 watt enggak sih? Enggak sampai 60 fps. Super berat. Soalnya anti aliasing matiin. Kalau anti aliasing matiin bisa ini 60. Pecah gambarnya sama aja. Bang, udah bang, kan PGA. Tenang aja. Oh, kipasnya udah diatur. Pecah ya, biarin aja pecah-pecah. Emang mau gimana?
Finally found it! Huh. So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all. Ah, you're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
Bitrate rendah, bitrate 5000. Kipas itu 47% bang. 40 sampai 50%
It would appear that I
kipasnya.
must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name. Is that right? In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right? I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received. When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be looking for fights.
Itu PGA ya 70. Kalau nggak diatur kipasnya di atas 70 dia, kalau auto.
Oh?
Nggak apa-apa bang, kalau PGA sampai 120 dia. Sebelum meleleh.
Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again.
Kali suruh meleleh.
The goal of this trial is to
Aneh
determine the
aman
culprit behind
aja.
the serial
Yang penting nggak
disappearances case.
120. Ini BTW kok Tatang yang ketuduh sih?
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man. Huh? What's going on?
Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Interjection. Klik Genshin terbaru, nanti dicek.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics? We can put the discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
Ini ada bakal anniversary ketiga. Iya kah?
And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default. Correct?
Throttling. Nggak tahu kalau otomatis throttling di mana ya. Dulu VG aku sampai 95 nggak throttling dia.
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway. So I'll take you up on that offer.
Ini udah nggak pecah-pecah. 5.000 itu, nggak diganti-ganti. 5.000 bitrate.
So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted.
Kasih RPM. Oh, ininya RPM putarannya ya. Bentar. Ada itu rasanya. Magnometer kalau nggak salah. teknometer kalau nggak salah namanya. Ini. Nah itu 1000 berapa 500. Kalau gambar jauh pecah-pecah. Ya wes terima ya. OBS-nya lagi error paling.
That person is...
Kita yang suruh jawab.
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
Saya pakai 3.500. Iya kah? 720 mah nggak apa-apa.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Hah? Friends to enemies type.
Please let me
Apa sih
remind you, Miss
beliau-beliau ini yang
Navia, that
dibicarain?
charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it. And if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Ini buktinya yang mana coba? Dia menuduh si apa namanya itu? Uncle Marcel. Buktinya piye toh?
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court.
3.500 lo lagi jadi tambah burik. Waduh. Wah, ini kayaknya internetnya tuh downloadnya nggak bagus, tapi uploadnya normal. Kayaknya.
Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial.
Terkendala PGA yo. Ini aku mau nggak bisa buka di HP yo. Ah, ini jaringannya apa nih? Harusnya bisa sih ini. Nanti sesekali mau full screen apa main Genshin cuma lihat di ini aja, lihat di HP aja apa komennya.
Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Misunderstanding. Nanti di HP.
Very well.
Aku lihat di
In
HP
that
gambarnya
case, since
piye.
both sides have now arrived,
Baik-baik
Miss
aja
Navia,
nih.
please present your charges.
Podcast 15 gas 30. 30.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful.
Ini baik-baik aja sih aku lihat di HP ini.
Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm
Oh enggak,
struggling to remember
1840,
some
1800.
details of
Ngetes
that
PGA.
case.
Ini soalnya kalau 1440 tuh kecil dia, di Windows-nya kan kecil, kurang gede. 1800 agak gedean gitu gambarnya.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
Baru sampai sini. Iya Bang El. Arkon songong. Tahu tuh si Arkon nih kenapa nih. Purina nih.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage.
Maison Gardiennage. Waduh, ini lagi.
On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Monitor, iya monitor dibuat 4K. Jadi kalau mau full screen harus 4K. Ini tadi. Banquet.
During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard.
Dewa kok matanya cacat.
When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound.
Gunshot wound.
The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life.
Wow. Kok kepedean. Daripada tidak pede sama sekali ya kan. Dia terlalu percaya diri dia, Furina itu. Kan dia princess. Kalau princess masih muda kan gitu dia.
The suspect did not dispute this conclusion and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel.
Oh, kalau juga manusia. Iya, manusia setengah dewa. Dewa setengah manusia.
Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarend in the ensuing duel and soon succumbed to the injuries.
Clarence. Jadi Clarence-nya tuh champion bertahan ya. Peraturannya lucu coy. Kalau nggak bisa membuktikan atau nggak punya bukti atau apapun itu, duel aja sama championnya. Apakah dulu begitu di Prancis?
These are the known facts about the case.
Ini tidak peduli dengan story. Oh, kalau aku senang storynya.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not
Itu
my
aku
father.
alasannya main ini.
Even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger.
Motif buat membunuh Jax.
In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him.
Berebut pistol berebut senjata gitu, baru senjatanya nggak sengaja ketembak paling. Minimal translate labang peles kan udah selesai. Aku kan belum. Hukum alam liar apa iya?
After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene.
Culprit itu aku nggak ngerti maksudnya culprit itu. Culprit yang tertuduh. Menghapus semua bukti. Terus tiba-tiba yang dituduh Tatang. Kok bisa tiba-tiba yang dituduh Tatang?
Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time.
Tukang skip story, waduh, bisa begitu. Nyangkut dia bertahan. Dia pakai Perancis dulu gitu.
However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
Makanya aku lama ngerjainnya. Soalnya kan tak liatin storynya tuh maksudnya opo. Storynya maksud yang sebenarnya itu satu-satu tak liatin. Tetap aja aku bingung disuruh jadi detektif. Aduh. Story Raiden kalau dulu bagus Story Raiden, soalnya Tatang Fatui. Jadi otomatis ketuduh deh ya. Story Raiden. Ya kalau itu sih subjektif, Bang. Tak bisa nyalain orang sukanya itu ya wis. Tadi yang pertama yang mana sih? Yang di atas apa? Yang di atas ketembak. Ditemukan ketembak. Terus bapaknya nggak ngaku. Tuh. Pilih satu-satu ngapain pusing? Lah iyo, tinggal pilih satu-satu. Salah ulang gitu toh. Kayak gini. Gitu. Ya aku juga tahu. Ya, aku juga tahu itu.
Something's not.
Kok balik? Yang ntar yang diperbaiki itu yang ini harusnya. Nih.
Something's not. The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However,
Makin lemah
in
semakin
the end, he
tersingkir.
reconsidered and instead shared everything with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility and had sent out another assassin.
Orang lain tuh yang bunuh itu. Kerja bagus detektif. Daerah Eropa kenal sama kriminal. Peaky Blinders siapa ya? Peaky Blinders. Habis itu apa tadi kan ini argumen, habis itu tembak-tembakan. Yang diperbaiki itu yang ini paling information. Harus cash record.
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus, only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
Kan orang ketiga terus. Nah ini rekonstruksi. Karena nggak ada senjatanya tuh. Nah ini nih. Nah ya kan.
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise
Kan nggak ada
himself, but
senjatanya
now
yang
it is
itu
clear
loh
that
yang
the clothes were
primordial.
proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice.
Ya, jadi air terus hujan ya kesapu semua.
The true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder.
Karena mengabaikan ping, tinggal
Is the
ditangkap
true
doang.
version of events.
Windows Capture. Waipu kok nggak ada. Memang nggak tak bikin. Waipunya ningguang bang. Tinggal di capture doang. Pingnya. Sama kayak capture gamenya, sama.
So that's what happened.
Nggak usah nano. Orang pensiun main kok. Nano.
Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
Info diterima. Ya, primordial sea kan. Tadi yang dibahas itu mulu, bilang nggak ada senjatanya. Ya wis. Ini kayaknya masih lebih mudah daripada Lini deh. Lini.
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Reparo. If you wish to prove your innocence. Menyatakan keberatan, itu maksudnya.
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Kapan gelut? Nggak ada gelut ini. Ngobrol baik.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things.
To determine two things. Dengan PD-nya lagi, Furina akan berteori. Yes.
One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
Bertanya dia. Kayak film Amerika aja ngobrol mulu, gak gedut. Back up your claim. Evidennya mana?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Gak ada. Buktinya gak ada.
If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
Gak ada bukti, pulang aja.
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
Nyari dulu.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Wangi Raiden. Netcom Waipu Raiden. Ditambah dong komennya. Iya, dia tambah komen dong.
Why do I feel like
Tahu
Farina's
aja Bang
acting a
Peles
little
kalau Waifu
differently
Raiden.
today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
She's embarrassing herself. Takut kalah lagi tuh Furina itu.
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
Request apa lagi ya? Ini apa ya? Yang tercantik Navia. Navia.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described.
Second question.
Why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
Bicara ke Dori. Apa coba Dori, pedagang black market?
I thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him.
Wibu kalau nggak cabul dah stres. Ya itu Bang Rafa itu.
The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed
Oh,
it for
ngeri
all
ya
to
ini yang
see,
cairan
but he
itu.
chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Iya nih, mau hampir mati loh ini. Navia nih hampir mati loh. Itu minumannya nggak sengaja diminum sama Paimon.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial
Ngeri ini.
disappearances case.
Jaringannya ngeri. Jadi udah ditarget dia. Jadi untuk apa? Ibaratnya disappearance itu kan hilang artinya loh. Artinya hilang itu. Jadi ini target berikutnya itu ini sebenarnya.
What?
Si Navia sebenarnya.
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives.
Punya aku ya Miko, wangi-wangi.
Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone?
Holo. Holo itu apa coba?
Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate.
Stalemate.
I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clorand.
Betul juga, tanya si Cloren lah. Tanya tuh Cloren tuh. Apa itu banyak rahasia itu sama bapaknya
I don't need
tuh.
your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clorand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes.
Yes, confirm dia sudah. Cloren menggoda banget. Bagus ini, bagus. Cloren bagus. Keren coy. Keren dia, beres dia.
As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives.
Udah berapa banyak dia yang bunuh itu?
In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Mau bunuh diri itu bapaknya itu. Jelas sudah kan penjelasan Cloren.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
Dia ini si Furina ini dia jaksa penuntut. Nah, jaksa penuntut itu prosecution kan, ya tugasnya dia nuntut dia pasti kayak gitu. Apalagi dia yang berkuasa di sini kan, sedangkan Nivilette itu hakim. Hakim Agung itu dia yang memutuskan, tapi berdasarkan mesin apa namanya itu, yang ada timbangannya itu.
However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the
4.000
serial
aja Bang,
disappearances case.
cukup. Serial disappearance case. Jadi wajar kalau si Purina itu kayak gitu dia kerjanya, karena dia tugasnya jaksa penuntut, dia memang nuntut orang-orang tuh yang dianggap suspek bersalah gitu.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
She said fascinating, but kind of beside point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations until I'm the only one left on the list.
Oh, mesin itu berdasarkan persetujuan audiens, kayak voting gitu. Itu sih kayak audiensnya malah berperan kayak juri malah.
Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter?
Besok ikan reset minta ya. Siap Bang Peles. Gampang aja tuh.
But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson.
Halo Mas, masih pala lo.
Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
Step foot in Fontaine. Aku jadi korban.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time.
Kasus itu udah terjadi lama sebelum bisnis ini jalan. Bisnisnya si Marcel ini jalan.
Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Terus ini coba cek visionnya ada apa enggak. Visionnya sama itu, dikasihin sama MC, terus simpan.
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life.
You've done a superb job dissecting your father's feelings. The end of his life. Dissecting.
But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them. The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well.
Skip otomatis yo.
And whose image do you see,
Matiin
Marcel?
itunya.
Is it a man named Vache?
Vache. Oh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
Nggak pernah dengar katanya.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Oh, itu masih di sini padahal. Bikin aja biar nggak perlu ngeklik. Aku mau tak matiin kok. Bisa ya kita dengar itunya kejadian di trial, sementara kita di sini. Duh, ini apa suruh gelut ah? Lawan apa ini? Main DPS ya bang? Iya bang, PS4 bang. PS4 bang. PS4. Oh, main apa ki? Main party apa ki? Pro. Iya bang, 4 Pro. Yes. Ini apa fungsinya nih? Buka. Loh, kok kagak ngelawan? Oh, ngelawan toh. Ya wes.
Let me weave you a verse. Rain outlines it.
Everyone hold hands.
Our bond is strong.
There is no escape.
Ini apa di sini?
The floor is going up. Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Banyak mekanisme di sini. Ini kayak jam dinding. Di Eropa tuh kan banyak jam-jam kayak gini. Apa jam yang kayak tower itu, mekanismenya tuh mirip kayak gini. Duh. Ini bukan yang tadi ya.
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Big Ben itu bang. Hah? Big Ben? Dari bawah nggak tuh? Ben. Oh namanya Big Ben. Nggak tahu aku itu namanya.
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Kirain ini ganas, ternyata kagak.
Illusion shattered. Get rain cutter. Rain outlines your fate.
I see everything.
Shine down.
Itu bikin pusing. Mekanisme yang naik ke atas tuh yang mana coba? Oh, ini sih naikin air.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
Oke.
There is no escape.
Hey,
Witness the power of the wild. Know my sword.
Stand with me.
Slash Raiden-nya cuma 2k. Slash Raiden nggak nge-crit itu, jadi itu 2000.
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum.
Sanctum.
Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia. What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box.
Makeup.
Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names?
Wah, itu nama-nama korban.
Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here, and then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things, these names, that means... Oh, this is terrible.
Missing person possessed. Missing person possessed.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved. Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before. How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going.
Paimon ini penakut apa?
So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments?
Experiment. Sign off. Oh, namanya kok jadi berubah?
So that's it. Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either. If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
Must be more than meets the eye.
In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
A share experimental. A share. Oh, ini cairan.
Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress? Ready to drink? Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth?
Ada yang rasa buah tuh.
Yep, it's super obvious.
Ada yang rasa buah. Ini sudah.
Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the synth, and that special water is the main ingredient.
Bahan
If you
utamanya
dilute it
yang
with
air.
normal water, you'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence.
Ada kolamnya dong.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him. Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it. This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. They're all just so evil.
Investigation report.
We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
Bookshelf. Nggak bisa ke sono. Sampai sini doang. Special identity. kita bisa ke sana. Ya elah, ini suruh ngapain nih? Kalau ngantuk tidur. Ini terbatas, nggak bisa ke sana. Nggak bisa ke sana.
You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. We'll find something for sure. Ugh, nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either. Whoa, really? Let Paimon see.
Ingin turu tapi nggak iso. Minum CTM aja.
Vinier. Isn't that Vache's lover's name?
Nih, ini
Then you found her diary. Let's see. Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
Wih, itu apa itu bacaannya tuh?
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them?
Pantau sambil merem. Boleh, boleh.
The final name she decided on was Marcel.
Huh?
But Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Vinier's grown son?
Asya MC-nya grandson.
Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
Grandson.
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache? Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
Vache. Mana tadi yang buku? Ini.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you!
Aduh.
You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vache!
Vache. MC ngomong. Dia mah dikit-dikit ngomongnya. Wah, ini gila ini Marcel ini. Kehilangan anak. Siapa sih? Vacher sebenarnya namanya. Bikin nama baru Marcel. Nyulik-nyulikin cewek-cewek muda buat eksperimen.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well,
Nah, udah
Marcel,
Marcel.
do you know where you went wrong?
Gampang, Black Spiral dapat dari mana? Lihat aja di Google. Itu ada yang air itu masuk itu. Tapi darahnya cuma 400.000, 500.000.
You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
Yang gelembung, iya. Yang kali geprek shield Zhongli hancur.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Real expectations.
Or our determination to see things through.
Yang berdua bisa 2 bintang. Wah bagus tuh, udah perkembangan itu.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vinier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved, no matter what I do.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go, I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that, and in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress.
Stress.
Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vignere. Our promise. We made a promise. Vignere. Vignere! Please, Vignere. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
Enggak jadi
The
tertuduh
man now known as
Tatang.
Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignere. During an underwater expedition, Vignere accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignere back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all. The oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher.
Vacher bersalah. Wes. Kasus ditutup.
According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Guards, take Vacher away.
Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending.
Happy ending. Navia rilis gacha.
Since it's been such
Iya
a great
gacha.
show, I'll just let the false
Tapi
accusations
B4
against
kayaknya
me
itu.
slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Lu tunggu dulu, jangan pergi.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary?
Tatang.
Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
Hati hukum. Pupuk kayak ipo, kayak kipo. Tatang, iya ini yang Tatang digaplok nih ya. Aku lihat di live-nya Sulis waktu itu, yang kemarin malam itu.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges.
Innocence.
We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
Ketipu, Tatang digituin. Alah, mau dirimu nggak pernah make. Dirimu nggak pernah make. Sedih kenapa? Digaplok sama Nivillet.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is...
Tuh, ada adjustmentnya juga nih. Guilty juga dia. Guilty juga. Oke.
What?
Kok guilty dia?
Hey,
Kok iso?
that's not funny. Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
Apa coba itu? Mesinnya itu akan selalu menuduh Fatui itu salah.
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is...
Kayaknya udah direncanain.
The final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict. Guards, please take the suspect
Oh
into custody.
iya, ya nggak terima lah si Tatang kan. Nggak terima Tatang. Ya habis digaplok ntar. Dia nggak taat hukum ya.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Wow. King spiral dilawan. Ngeri. Sekali doang. Tuh. Nivillet itu siapa
I
coba?
am sorry.
Sekali
If you
doang.
have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Wih, berdarah juga cuy. Ulti jadi gitu mantap lah. Terlalu mudah ntar gamenya.
Hey, Monsieur Neuvillette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, The Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court.
Lucu tuh mesin
All I
itu,
do is
kok
follow
gitu?
court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Siapa yang lebih paham daripada Nivellate? Kemana ke Hydro? Ngeri.
Why are you looking at me? I
Ya,
had nothing to do
iya.
with it.
Ya kamu yang tahu sini, Furina.
What happened there either? Hey, stop staring at me!
Sini, Furina. Turun dulu. Kasih penjelasan dulu. Nih, Furina nih, jangan nongol-nongol doang, nongol
She
hilang.
says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be
Random
mistaken
mishap.
or be the
Ya,
result
ini
of some sort of random mishap?
Furina nih kayaknya tuh, ya dia tuh nyari reputasi itu loh. Dia nyari reputasi kan sebagai jaksa penuntut kan. Nah, cuman nampaknya dia menghalalkan segala cara ini. Sabotase kayaknya mesinnya itu.
Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
Dia kan nggak tahu apa-apa kayaknya.
Given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement. And, of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment. If you thought the child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable. All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
Kabur
So you're
lagi.
saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
Kita cuma terbuka dikit doang.
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea.
Gak terima kalah dia.
However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
Leave the opera house. Leave. Bioskop. Bioskop ini, bioskop. Gak ada Primo.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache?
Di
I
air
erased all
mancur.
records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're
Nah,
sure?
ini motornya
You
malah
met her.
tengah-tengah.
But how could
Tengah-tengah.
that be? How did you manage to do it? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees! Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ke sana kita. Ke Fountain Plaza. Fountain Plaza. Loh.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Minum primordial sih.
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it! So you heard it too!
Vinier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache!
I'm here! Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vinier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vignere, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
What are you saying?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
You... Wait, you are not Vignere. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vignere. I am the sacrifices.
The sacrifices.
Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals, but we became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine.
Oh.
The only one I am not is Vignere.
Why? But then, where is Vignere?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became? You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vignere's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignere's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
Hatred.
No! Vignere! She can't hate me. Let me see her. Please, have mercy.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignere. She really doesn't want to see you anymore. But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you.
Pity for you.
She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Vache.
Vache? Vache? Vache. 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 Drown.
Malah jadi mimpi buruk.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey,
that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the courts in Sen. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago. Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer. I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wish has finally come true too.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Now that's another thing to look forward to.
Lagi-lagi lupa
We
ngecas.
trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarande out for a meal.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vachet's headquarters, Clarande gave testimony on my father's behalf. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Rekonsiliasi.
Great. Paimon also thought Clarande wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too! We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
Gak tahu hujan tapi di luar. Tapi tidak basah.
This is where my father's grave is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait. That figure. It can't be. Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Neuvillette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days.
Itu fitur skip kah? Enggak lah.
That high and mighty chair in the opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say
Neuvillette
you
kan
don't
manusia
need to
juga.
apologize?
So Navia and Neuvillette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done. Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there? Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly. Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too mad. Anyway, Neuvillette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Kamu beres.
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
Return a favor. Weh. Oke. Pertama, aku mau nanya soal ramalan. Ramalan yang ini di fountain.
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good. Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
That's right! It was Lenny that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Oke. Profesinya Child gimana nih nih? Si Tatang gimana nih, cuy?
My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness. Which is all to say, I've been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though, with her time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama. While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede. If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with you.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Kelahi tangan kosong sama ini bahaya. Aduh. Jangan kelahi tangan kosong sama Nivilette, susah ntar. Oke, sekarang tentang saudaranya nih. Luput ngopi-ngopi, kirain tidur.
Your sibling, another blonde-haired traveler. I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description. If he ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure he followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epicles. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Tuh, ini nggak ada yang sudah, harus ditanya semua.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea, but what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Huh. So it really was where everything began. It makes sense to call it primordial then.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vache discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But
Monsieur
if that's the
Neuvillette.
case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind of water?
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Ayo, masih rahasia itu primordial sea itu. I have no more questions.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memornia.
Palais.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Monsieur
You only
Neuvillette.
came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right. You've got a point.
Mansur Novianto.
Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Ya, boleh, bisa. Analoginya masuk. Jadi continue chapter 4. Oke, adventure rank 59. Oke. New quest. Talk to Catherine. Saatnya kita pindah jalur ke Fontaine buat besok-besok. Gimana tadi? Catherine. Ini. Hah? Ini itu. Lain ah. Ini world quest ini loh. Oh ya, memang world quest ya. Ini nih. Mansur Novianto. Aduh, kayak trennya sama aja di mana-mana. Must be a puppet.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
Complete. Terus ada yang dipindah, ntar ini di sini tuh harus nyari apa ya di Fontaine ini. Ini penting kayak ini dia cari ini. Penting deh kayaknya. Terus baru di spiral anxiety. No, not at all. Ini duit apa mora, ini mora juga. Tinggal dihadapi ya ibu. Kebanyakan mora ya. Pindah ke sini aja wes. Mora ini banyak udah. Kalau ini ini kayaknya penting deh. Tahu ya kan. Aduh, siapa yang diutus di Fountain? Gak ada bonus juga. Linet. Oke. Complete daily mission. Daily mission juga.
Add Astra.
Wih, AR59. Siap. Gak jadi turu. Apa jadi turu? Ada reliknya yang di share Bang Rafa tadi. Kayaknya yang potensi annoying tuh robot. Oke lah. Oh iya, aku belum cek belum cek itu Discord tadi. Yang mana itu? Bos kuda laut. Loh, saya nggak ada ini kah? Mana sih gambar apa gitu? Yang spiral. Oh, ini spiral. Loh, kok spiral 41? Bukan 40. Sesepuh nih. Oh iya, sesepuh. Itu apa itu? 12.2 itu. Oh, robot itu. Terus yang itu apa itu? Itu digeser kedua ya. 12.1 digeser ke second half yang itu serigala nggak jelas ini. Hound kayak itu. Open world sakit. Itu yang air itu kah? Masa sih yang itu? 1.900.000. Jadi ini Kopela ini sama yang terakhir itu apa itu yang 1.800.000 HP-nya?
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the
Ada
workers
info
and run up to
event
it.
baru, event bla 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 bla. Ini village. Riot Hasley terus yang mana sih? Belum ada ya? Belum ada di sini di story. Five-star cryo catalyst, niflet on field DPS, niflet 5 hydro catalyst. Katalis apa iya bener katalis itu. Oke. Critical damage 88%, level 90. Oh, weapon. Waduh. Ngeri.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Eidolon Hydro. Gak tahu ngeri itu apa. Shield Zhongli sekali tabuk pecah. Mesin Semeru bisa kita pindah besok ke Fountain. saya gacha pokoknya dapat satu gacha. Selesaikan daily commission. Jaga cara di penjara. Orang ini kadang rada aneh, belum keluar tapi story-nya udah keluar.
Things are about to get sexy. Quietly now.
Teamwork is strength. Now you shall perish.
Komplit. Ada daily mission padahal belum daily hari ini. Aneh. Belum daily hari ini kok udah komplit aja. Nebak. Loh, tak kira itu ada bocoran cerita. Loh, yang ini toh.
Time to go to work.
Here comes the catch. Busted. Illusion shattered. Spring forth.
We'll meet again.
Aduh, jauhnya itu. Tapi kalau nebak dia yang jaga Tatang di penjara itu, tebakannya kok kayak tebakan produser itu. Tidak mungkin asal nebak itu, pasti dapat bocoran ya. Motion Niblet, Prancis nih bos. Mademoiselle. Spekulasi. Spekulasi. Oke. Boleh. Mentang-mentang sipir di penjara gitu ya. Itu mesinnya nggak beres, bahkan memang rada aneh sih, bahkan di Museum Nivelet juga masih, dia bilang masih menjadi misteri. Ya wis, dia aja bingung, apalagi yang main. Dia aja bingung, apalagi yang nonton, kan?
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing.
Ada satu gas saya. Oke, 2 jam, artinya udah sampai di sini live streaming, daily streaming hari ini. Kita lanjut besok. Udah cukup mumet dengan cerita-cerita konspirasi dan mesin yang lagi error. Apa coba mesin error? Cukup tahu aja quest main story quest-nya udah sampai chapter 4 dan baru sampai sini. Nggak ada tanda-tanda itu saudaranya gimana. Kalau sudah ada tanda-tanda ya tamat nih gamenya ini, pasti tamat nih. Lumin, kasihan nih Lumin nih, nyari Ether nggak ketemu mana nih? Pengadilnya bikin bingung. Memang error tuh, kayak ada sabotase tuh. Sedangkan si Nivelet kan ya masih secara konstitusi mah dia mengikuti hukum aja. Dia ngikut si mesinnya itu, ya udah ngomong gitu, ya udah. Masih misteri itu. Ya begitulah kira-kira. Di versi 4.0 kali ini Traveler menjadi detektif. Ya, detektif dari antah berantah ini. Bahkan bukan dari Tevat ini. Atau jadi detektif membantuin orang. Oke guys, kalau gitu kita akhiri dulu. Sampai di sini. Selamat malam, good night, selamat istirahat. Thank you semuanya. Wassalamualaikum.